good evening, or maybe good morning, or maybe good afternoon, depending upon if you're watching this live or if you're watching the replay. This is Darla Tweeten. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Iowa. And I would like you to like my video, share my video with others to help me grow my business, and make comments. Let me know if you're on here, and let me know where you're from. That would be fun to know too. So tonight, this was an unplanned live video because I'm looking at the calendar, and today is February 25th. It's Tuesday. Well, in about 3 days, our biggest promotion, Stampin' Up!, will end. So it ends February 28th. And I thought it would be really fun to show you some of the projects that I have made with this year's, free products that you get when you place a $60 order or a $120 order. Now, I have not made all of these cards or 3D projects. Some of them have been either mailed to me, or maybe I did make them, but I cased them from other demonstrators. My video later on tonight at 8 o'clock is actually going to be on a card that I cased. It's a group on Facebook called Casing Tuesday. And those beautiful ladies just posted last week number 500. It took them about 9 years to get to that $500 sample Casing Tuesday. But it is my inspiration every Tuesday, if I'm able to. I've missed a couple of weeks, but it's my inspiration to go in and create a card from their post that they've done. Their post is a card out of our catalog, and they will even give the dimensions of each layer. So it takes a lot of the thinking process out for me. So what I like to do is I like to, pick, I kind of look at the casing project, and sometimes I'll use the very same stamp set that they've used, or maybe the very same color cardstock, but I will try to change it up a little bit. So I will show you that process later on at my 8 o'clock live video tonight. Hi, Sherry. Thank you for joining me tonight. This was unplanned video. I appreciate you watching me. So at 8 o'clock tonight, I will show you the Casing Tuesday card that was number 500 that I did last week. So, but for now, this hour, and it's not going to be an hour, it'll be maybe 15, 20 minutes. I hope I can keep it really short. I'm going to be showing you some actual projects that I have made with the Saleabration, products. So I'm going to turn my camera down to my work surface at this point. I have this cute little light that it's a ring light that attaches to my phone. So it gives more light to my my work surface. Oh, and there's our sunroom. I love this sunroom. My upstairs stamp room that I normally would use, it is an unheated bedroom, so I am not able to be up there, especially last week when it was so cold here in Iowa. Sherry, I hope you're not getting nauseated. I'm trying to get my Akron stand adjusted, and believe me, when I don't have to do this on live, boy, it works just slicker than I'll get out. But when I'm on, when I am on live, oh my gosh, it makes me have a hot flash, Sherry. Do you remember those? Oh goodness. So anyway, I want it to be about right there. So let me see. it's falling down. Okay, just one more time here, Sherry. Let me adjust it here. Technology and me hasn't changed, Sherry, at all. You know what? I think it's my light on the other end of my phone. That's what's making my phone be lopsided. That's not going to be, oh, Sherry, you're so sweet that this is awesome. Okay, I'm going to move my light maybe further down on my phone here. And, do you know what an Acron stand is, Sherry? It's got like about 4 or 5 different movable arms on it. And, it's really great when it wants to cooperate. Okay, so we're going to leave it right there for right now. Goodness. Anyway, this is going to be my work surface for tonight. It's kind of close to where I want it to be, but I'm going to go with it because I'm doing show and tell. So, the catalog that I'm going to show you tonight is the Saleabration catalog. It went from January 7th to February 28th, as you can see here. And the first one, if you have your catalog with you, why don't you open it up at this point? But the first one we're going to talk about is on page 5, and that is the fruit salad DSP. This is DSP that is 6x6, and there's 48 sheets in this package. And with a $60 order, you get this free, okay? So I'm going to lean down here on my floor and pick up my samples that I have done with these. And normally what I like to do is I put together this little 8.5 by 11 example of the side A and side B of all the papers. So I have to admit my favorite one is probably this apple one. We had so many apples this past summer. It must have been a good apple year. And then here's the other, oh, can you see my little ring light there? Here is the other side. Because there's 48 sheets, there's quite a few patterns. So I apologize that the quality is not the best of this presentation, but it is what it is, right? So the first one that like I told you, my favorite one was this apple, red apple and granny apple, green apple. And we did Valentine's cards with those. So you can use some of your DSP to put on the flap of your envelope. Another apple one was this one right here. We embossed some of the DSP, and then I took the white ink pad and just kind of slid it across to add texture to the card. And then I love to fussy cut. Do you have any idea what fussy cutting is? Fussy cutting is where you will actually like take the DSP and you will cut, for example, the apples out of the DSP. So on this one, that's what I did. I cut out the apples and the lemons and then arranged them on the card. And you can see I kind of took a black pen and outlined them to emphasize it more. So that was another example. The same, let's say, class that we were working on. This is another lesson that we used. We used the same type of label, but you can see we just arranged the oranges differently and the lemons. And then we used some stamps on the side. And then this is lemon lolly, this yellow color, and this is granny apple green. I'm not a green girl, but this granny apple green really has me, especially for this suite of things. Now you can see on these little kiwis that I trimmed out, I haven't outlined them yet in black, but wouldn't you agree that the black just adds a lot to them? Sherry, let me know if you still need a notary. I found where my notary stamp is. Totally off the subject, but while I have you here. I've been wanting to call you all afternoon, and where does the time go when you're retired? The time just disappears, doesn't it? So that is some cards that I made with the fruit salad. And the next one that I'm going to show you is probably my favorite, which is the toadstools. I did not know this, and maybe you guys did, but do you guys know the difference between a toadstool and a mushroom? When I first saw this paper or heard it was coming out, I thought, oh, there's no way I'm going to want to use that. But believe me, they had this is the paper, the 6x6 paper that is free. Okay, great. You got it taken care of, Sherry. Thank you. This paper is free, and then in our mini catalog is a stamp that would coordinate with the DSP. So Stampin' Up! Did a great job with coordinating the paper and a stamp set. These are the side A and side B of these 6x6 pieces of DSP. And you can see that there's the same 48 sheets here. And some samples that I want to show you of that is, look at this. Isn't this just darling? So my stamp set is not right here. I knew I would forget something, and so that's what I forgot, was to get that stamp set. But anyway, the stamp set punched out, there's a stamp set and a punch. And after you stamp the mushroom or the toadstools on paper, you can punch them out. So that's what was done with this. And then I fancy cutted some leaves and created that card. One of the sentiments in there is popping up to say hi. And look at this cute little set of toadstools here. So that was one card. This was another card that I did. You took 3 strips of paper and you adhered them to Granny Apple Green with a basic white cardstock. And then you stamped your mini toadstools on a white label. So this little thing, You Are Magical, that is heat embossed. Another fun technique that I really enjoy. Also, with Saleabration, there's this, ribbon. What's it called? My mind just went blank. It's a purple ribbon. And then also there's purple gems too that you could get with a $60 order. So if you ordered, $120, you could choose 2 level ones. So you might be able to get the ribbon if you wished, and you could get the embellishments if you wished. Or if you didn't want the ribbon, you could choose the toadstool. So this is probably one of my favorite cards that I did. I think it's the black and beige ribbon that just pops out for me. I would never have put that ribbon on this card, but in the sample it did. And I don't know about you, but we have ladybugs still. And I don't really like the ladybugs, but believe me, when they're a stamp and they don't harm anything, I can handle them. So on this particular layout, it's 3 different size circles. 2 of them are adhered right to the basic white card base, and then the third one, the Granny Apple Green, is raised up with dimensionals, and it is heat embossed, the magical part again. And then we have cut out 2 more, or punched out 2 more toadstools. And the punch also does punch out the stems. So, I asked you guys if you knew the difference between a toadstool and a mushroom. I've been told that you can eat mushrooms, but you cannot eat toadstools. So, if that is right or wrong, let me know. This is another fun fold card that is the 5.5 by 8.5 sheet, and then you just fold it again, the top layer. And bye, Sherry. Thank you for watching. And here, this ladybug, you could, there is a little stamp that you die cut and put a shell on top of it. On this ladybug, I did not put the shell on there, but you can see it sure adds a lot to put that shell on there, doesn't it? So there again, there's no punched out toadstools on this card, but they're stamped directly on the die cut circle, and then the popping up. Oh, I guess there is a die cut on the inside right there. That's die cut, and then the grass. Isn't that cute? So that's another card. Okay, this is another beautiful card. It is the Toadstool DSP. It's just the, you know, the back side. It would be, I'm going to say side B. I'm not saying it's less than the side A, but I'm just saying that's how I describe it to people, is that the DSP has two sides to choose from. So they're using this little dot one right here, real red. Look at all the colors in here that you could use. So that's this card here on the basic, on the thick white cardstock. And believe it or not, you guys, I ran out of the white cardstock. I was kind of disappointed about that. Then my last card with the toadstools is going to be this fun fold. I took it to a Stampin' Up! Shenanigans that we had during the Super Bowl. Each person brought, we didn't call them shoe boxes, but that's what I'm going to call them. Each attendee, there was about either 9 or 10 of us there, and each person had to bring a card, you know, completed, a sample, and then enough cardstock that the other people could complete it. So this was my card that we did. You could see it's kind of a Z fold. I call it a tent style card. For some reason, my lighting just got kind of dull, didn't it? So I don't know if my battery's running low or what. But anyway, this is a fun card to do. It uses a little bit more cardstock because obviously, nope, I'll take that back. The pink is the same size as it's Melon Mambo, I believe. And then you just put on the white, and then you die cut the green, and we emboss that a little bit with the birchwood embossing folder. So let me know where you're from tonight, and comment or share this video. It helps promote my business. And so those were the 3 different kinds of toadstools put on there. Okay, so the next one I want to show you is the another piece of DSP, and I've got to stand up here for a minute, which I hope I don't hit the camera, but on page, where did my catalog go? It was just right here, wasn't it? Anyway, the other DSP that I'm going to show you is the Bloom Impressions. Believe it or not, this is all of the strips of paper that I have left of this beautiful Saleabration paper. And I want to find my, oh, here's my catalog. I want to find my catalog to let you know what page we're on now. We're on page 11, and this particular DSP is a 12 by 12 size. The other ones I've shown you have been a 6 by 6. So this is a 12 by 12. So one of the things we did with this was we made this little box or little holder for cards. You could make your cards and, you know, present it to your giver or your receiver, and you could put probably up to 3 or 4 cards along with envelopes in this for a really cute presentation. So last week at Card Club, we did make this little box to hold the cards in, or it could be used for, you know, little bags of coffee and teas, whatever you'd like. But let me look. Here's some of that free purple ribbon, and I still haven't thought of the color of it, and it's right on the tip of my tongues. It's the purple, Fresh Freesia. Yep, Fresh Freesia, it's on page 9. So that would be another free celebration item that you could get. So, but look at this really pretty paper. Isn't that pretty? And then obviously the B side is turned out to make the top of this box. So turns out to be a pretty good size square. It was fun to make. One of the things that, this was my example that I showed on Friday. Because I was running low on the paper, I provided to the gals it was a carried over DSP from the annual catalog. Not very often does Stampin' Up! Do that. But it was the Winter Meadow 12x12 DSP that was carried over, and you would need a 6x12 sheet of paper to make this box. So isn't that fun with it being winter and stuff? And obviously this is what, the 6x12 sheet of paper looks like. You fold one side in, and that makes your top, and then you trim in the bottom. And then this one is not adhered together because this was my sample for the class. And after helping the ladies with it, I wasn't able to finish it, but this is how it turns out. And then obviously that would be glued down, but what a cute idea. And then you could, either put ribbon around it or the twine and then put a cute label on it. So that was one of the projects that we did. The other project that we did was this little book treat box. And I'm reaching again here, hoping I will not hit the camera. But there again, this is made with the Bloom Impressions 12x12 Designer Series paper, which is free during celebration. So what we did was they have these darling, Stampin' Up! Has these little book treat boxes, and the item number is 164048. 164048. And you get 10 of these boxes for $10. So it's, it's about $1 a box, which can't beat, can you? So let me show you how, after you untie this, you open this up, and that's why it's called a book box treat holder. So it comes in 2 pieces. There is double-sided tape that you can adhere. You fold this piece, and then you adhere this square onto the, the cover of the book. I recommended they stamp the inside first. Some of them even put a picture, like a bird's nest or something like that, in there. And then we used 2 pieces of the beautiful Bloom Impressions 12x12 Designer Series paper on black cardstock. We adhered the ribbon to the white part before we put on the black, basic black, and then the DSP. Only on one side. The other side we left just open. You probably could have did it if you wanted to. I chose not to. And then you make a little tag, put that on, slide it onto the ribbon. And you could use a Velcro dot to hold this, closed. But I chose just to keep it you know, it keeps it pretty well tied with your black and beige ribbon. So keep in mind you could color the black and beige ribbon if you would like to coordinate with your paper. You could color it the pink if you wanted to. And so then that is our little box. The bow isn't the best, but you know, on camera, kind of hard to make it. You just, you know, play with it until you get it to be the right, you know, the right size that you'd like. So that is the box that we made. So this is the stamp set that they used from Everyday Details to use the inside of the box. So I'm gonna kind of wrap this up for right now. Like I started out, this is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. This is my host code, 2PWBFDM4. And my banner over there is Tweet Be Happy. These dimensions here are for the 8 o'clock live segment that I'm doing. You can write on this glass mat, and then you take your little cloth chamois or whatever, and then you just wipe it off after you're done. So I love it. I love it. The best part that I like about this glass mat is it keeps my work surface the same size. If I didn't have this mat, eventually my work surface would be about a 4.5 by 5 inch little area that I would be working on. But with this glass mat, it keeps it from, you know, keeps it better. I don't know why that is. I think it's a visual thing. So I want to thank everybody that's placed orders for me or with me during this celebration promotion. I really, really appreciate it. And I love coaching. I love teaching. We do have a simple stamping class coming up this Friday, which is the 28th, also at 2 o'clock. You must be RSVP'd by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning so that I have time to prep for the cards and things. So if you do want to place an additional order with the celebration catalog or anything in our mini catalog, this is the card that we're going to be doing at 8 o'clock tonight, or even the annual catalog. We have 3 catalogs right now. Actually, we also have a scrapbooking brochure right now, and we also have online exclusives. So I would highly encourage you to go to my store, which is darlatweeten.stampinup.net. Look around, take a piece of paper with you, write down things that pop out at you, and then when you're done looking, go back through your list and decide, you know, what your budget is and what you can afford. I am going to close out this segment after I tell you about our join special. Right now, if you want to place an order that's going to be close to $100 or over, and you're currently not a demonstrator, please talk to me about becoming a demonstrator. We have an amazing join special right now. If you join before February 28th, you get in your starter kit, which is $99, you get to choose $125 of merchandise of your choice. And in addition, you will get this handmade design stamp set that's exclusive for demonstrators. And you will also get to choose 2 different sets of markers. And the markers are exactly like this. They have been redesigned. These markers have a writing tip, which is the thinner line, and they also have a painting tip. And this, every marker has, like, this is Misty Moonlight on it. These are fantastic to write with too. That is what I wrote over here with was this misty moonlight. That's what I used to write there tonight. So so that is the writing end, or the fine tip end, and then this is the painting end that you would have. So these are beautiful markers, and they are free, or as a bonus, option 1 of the join special for $99. So if I have someone that has ordered close to $100, or they want to order, $130 worth, I highly recommend that they do this, that they join Stampin' Up. There is no obligation. You are limited to only purchasing $25 in your starter kit for the $99. But immediately, like within a couple of hours or whatever, you could go back in and place the remaining part of your list, and you would receive a 20% discount on every order after that, as long as you are a demonstrator. So why not? You could spend $125 and you would get $125 plus whatever celebration items you would choose for the $120, which would be 2 items. Or you could purchase the same $125 for $99 only. You would have free shipping, which you wouldn't on the other option, and you would get the stamp set and 2 markers, plus you would get catalogs, you'd get some business supplies, and you'd also get a free paper pumpkin for $99. Now, you do have to spend $300 every quarter, but you would not have to worry about that for about 6 months, because it's quarterly that they do that. So there again, no obligation, and why not consider it for $99, getting $125 worth of product and getting the markers. Now, if you do the starter kit, they've already given you a good deal, so you will not get to choose celebration items. Instead of the celebration items, when you're choosing to join, you would get the markers and the stamp set and the paper pumpkin kit. Okay, I'm going to bring up really close. Love what you do. That's been the theme of this celebration. And I absolutely love what I do. I really enjoy coaching, and I would love to have you be on my team. If being on my team as a demonstrator isn't the right time, then I would love to have you as a customer. So God bless, and have a great evening.